Hey, Chad Seeley here. I'm actually starting to finish up my installation on the HydroWave H2, brand new out of the box. I had some questions about, number one, how to install it on a Minkota Power Drive V2 system, and number two, where would I install it on the boat, and number three, what exactly even is in HydroDrive. So, straight out of the package, I'm going to show you that number one, it comes with a speaker. Number two, there's several zip ties in the series that it comes with, as well as like almost like a regular, looks almost like a depth finder, where you would have it onto your boat and you can do the different sounds. So as you can tell with the Power Drive system, it's already kind of a difficult mess that you can't have your cords dangling, because if you do, it'll get wrapped around your trolling motor as you start to spin, or if you hit too far left or too far right, it'll eventually just rip the wires straight up. So we had to get a little creative. I actually used somebody's YouTube video on how to install my depth finder that I have up there right now, and I'm just going to go off of that system too with this HydroDrive or HydroWave H2. So as you can tell, we'll come around over here. We ran up the wires through the bottom. I actually had to install a couple of holes into the Minkota where we're going to zip tie it, and then it comes up through a nice little deal here where the wires can slip through really nice with a rubber gasket so it doesn't rip. We had to actually put a spring on here to keep tension on the actual wires itself. Then of course you wrap around and it leads to your actual unit. So the actual installation of the HydroWave is pretty simple in terms of, if you just had like a regular decent trolling motor, one that you didn't have to screw around much with, you would just use their big zip ties here and fasten it and go. So we're going to go ahead and get started with it. I actually considered using the pre-existing metal tie from the depth finder as well, but we'll see. I might still end up having to do it. Just wanted to see how much room we had to work with here. On these HydroWaves, you can actually mount them down underneath the depth finder or right above the top. It does not matter either way, as long as it's, you know, under the water. So these are standard. They come with the HydroWave, the zip ties, the large ones for the actual unit, and then they give you a few small ones in the package, which is nice so that you can do the rest of it. So like I said, I'm going to use my pre-existing holes that I already kind of had in line with doing the depth finder work earlier this year. I'm just going to kind of quickly get through some of this. Just like so. I'll bring these around the top. And then of course, once we're finally done and we like the way everything is sitting and the way it all looks, we'll cut all the long tabs off. So I can't put any zip ties on the post at all, for fear that if it turns, it's going to rip it out. So as you can tell, like I said before, we had to install an actual spring on here. Looks kind of ghetto-licious, but it does the job. I mean, if there's any tension or pull at all, at least you have a little bit of give here to help out with that before the wires start to rip at all, until you can either break bank and get a little bit better of a trolling motor, or, you know, come up with, if Minkota comes up with something else, another cool design, because they're constantly coming up with new products all the time, so I'm sure that they're probably looking at stuff like this, where HydroWave has really taken off as a company. They got a lot of great sponsors out there, a lot of great pro athletes in the market, one of them being Kevin Van Dam, so I mean, that should speak in volumes. So I'm just going to put a couple up here on the actual wiring system for the Minkota. And just like that, I think I'm pretty well secure. It's got a little bit of, you know, yet slack in the line, but we can adjust and play with that. One of the other things I wanted to show you was how I mounted this. It's a little bit different in translation to how you would normally see mounts. I actually thought it was kind of an interesting mount. Let me show you guys, as I got the HydroWave hooked up right like that, kind of on the side of the boat. So again, another one of my issues that I kind of ran into, or that I figured that I'd have, is I don't have the luxury of having a bass boat like a lot of people that are probably looking at this video right now. So we had to kind of get creative, because I don't have the front end really like those guys do, where you can simply wire stuff up. So we had to kind of get creative with the wiring to bring it back to the batteries, and do everything properly. What we're gonna do is, I'm gonna show you, it's a simple hookup, just like it would be on a depth finder or any of your other electronics. You would find the grooves. I would generally use my flashlight on my phone, but I don't have the luxury of doing that right now. So it just kind of pops in, it kind of cranks into place a little bit. Got, like I said, the mount really good, secure on there. Comes with a bracket. You just simply hold down on the power button. You see it kind of kick on, and you can press the menu to continue, and then press play to start. So you can see that there's a volume level on this. Hit play, and it starts making its little noises. The H2 has several different noises that it will do. It can, you know, be really good for shallow water. It can be really good for deep water. There's a lot of different noises that it makes to kind of trick the fish into thinking that there might be, you know, bait fish in the area gathering up, or, you know, a feeding frenzy, so to speak, of something happening. And yeah, it's supposed to really kind of give you a little bit of an edge, or a little bit of an advantage of going out and fishing. They make several different models. I think that their most least expensive one, which has only got, I believe, one noise on it, goes for, you know, right around the $100 range. They have one that's actually done up and helped out with by Kevin Van Dam that's getting into the $400 range. They make them for walleye, they make them for crappie. Actually, I was really kind of curious to see how a walleye one would do, especially while I'm ice fishing, see what happens there with that. So anyways, with that being said, sorry that the video is a little bit choppy. It's kind of my first attempt at it. Just wanted to kind of show you guys what the hype was all about. I'm really excited. I got a you know, just beginning kind of sponsorship with HydroWave, trying to pursue out into a little bit more of bass fishing tournaments like I used to do, and just trying to build a little bit of sponsorship here to help you know, pay and help show the way of different things. So I'm gonna be filming a couple more videos with this kind of in the use out there on the boat, hopefully this weekend. It's supposed to rain all weekend, so we don't know. And I want to kind of play around with it and see how it does, and I'll definitely report back. And like I said, we'll do a couple more videos, kind of show on the Facebook page and out there, you know, with American Tackle as well, and seeing what we can do. So any questions or anything, you know, leave a comment below. Talk to you guys later. Thank you.